Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a combination of two videos. I'm going to go over my June budget report card really quick with you guys, and then we're going to jump into doing our weekly budget for the current week. I do our weekly budget on Wednesday. You guys will see this on Friday, but basically every Wednesday my husband gets paid, so that's when I do our budget. But for June, some of the big, I guess you'd say, milestones or things that we had were basically, like I did a separate video on our top 3 financial goals, and one of them, our biggest goal right now, is to save for our emergency fund. We want to save $5,500. So I'm going to share with you guys how much were we able to save this month. I want you guys to make note too. We are pretty much a one income family. I am building an online business behind the scenes that has not provided any, I guess, profit yet. But basically, we are kind of a more of a lower income family than some other families as well. So maybe this will help you guys if you guys are a lower income as well. Or one income family, and you can see what we're budgeting and how we're budgeting as well. We are completely debt free, so this does help us to be able to sustain living off of this much amount as well. But basically our goal is to save anywhere from $200 to $300 a month towards our emergency fund, so we'll show that to you guys here in a second. And we also wanted to save for our Christmas fund. Originally we were going to save for $250. We went ahead and cut it down to just $50 to start off with, basically just $25 for each of our daughters. We're going to keep it very, very minimum this year because we really want to crank out that emergency fund, and we're trying to purchase a motorcycle cash for my husband. This month in June, we had to get tags for the car. They were due in July. We had to get tags. We actually had to get admissions for the car. So we ended up having to do maintenance on the car before we could do that. So you guys will see that in June. So I'm going to go through June as quick as I can. I don't want to give too much spiel about it. And then we'll jump into basically the week of July 12th, showing you the weekly budget. So for June, my husband made $2,769.34. He has been doing his best to work a ton of overtime. Normally it would be less than this, but he worked overtime. Thanks, babe. And so we were able to save almost $300 this month to go into our emergency fund. We saved $294.52, so we are doing really well on our goal there. For the business, we basically I have different business expenses. Like I mentioned, I actually have this in a separate budget because I keep that account separate now. So this is basically money that we have invested into the business. So this amount of money is what was transferred into our business fund. So we put $221.03, kind of a random number because we put some money in there and we bought a little bit of things as well. So that's what the amount towards our growing our business was. We didn't really do any personal development or homeschool this month. So for giving here, we did $102.53. So again, 50 of that went into our Christmas savings fund. So we know we at least have $50 for our girls' Christmas for December, and then the rest of that was spent. We actually had our girls had a birthday party to go to. So again, these are basic necessities here. So our rent, we spent $950.36. That's basically our rent and water combined. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment, if you guys are interested in that. We have to pay renter's insurance, so it's $10.75. We spent $295.08 on groceries. We started cutting back our grocery budget slightly to, again, we want to kind of get back in that gazelle intense like we were when we were getting out of debt. When we were getting out of debt, we were super intense. So we're trying to bring that back so we can get that emergency fund savings and start saving for a down payment for a house or something like that. Personal care, we spent quite a bit on personal care this month, $90.15. We basically ran out of everything. We had to replace shampoo. Bricky had to get some things for work, things like that. And the girls, we ended up getting them a few outfits as well. So that's kind of personal care. Household, $12, basically just got some more paper towel or toilet paper, something like that. Diapers and wipes. We actually had a little bit left over, and we spent part of that towards the girls' clothes as well. Our cell phones are $90. Our electric this month was $95.59. We spent $164.33 on gas. Our car insurance went up. I mentioned this in my budget with me for the quarter video. I need to renew our roadside assistance so that our insurance will go down again. So I need to kind of accommodate that coming up here soon. So our insurance was $112.06. Car maintenance replacement. So this is what I was talking about. So we did an oil change. We replaced the air filter and the cabin filter. So that was basically what the $52.23 was. And then we had our car registration due. We had previously saved $80 towards that. So we had to spend an extra $78.40. So what we did was we had to get the admissions done, which was $17, and we went ahead and renewed for 2 years instead of 1. So our car registration will not be due until July 2019, which is nice there. And then moving down to our fun category, basically we spent $102.98 eating out. We went crazy this month, so July we're really trying to hone that in. We spent $39.23 on drinks, basically beer and wine, and we spent $8.63 on our Netflix subscription, and then Ricky spent $24.47 on basically his own pocket money random spending there. So I went through that really fast with you guys. Like I mentioned, the goal was to save anywhere from $200 to $300 for a savings account, which we did, and we hit our $50 minimum Christmas fund. So we're feeling good about that. And again, our car's registered, it's taken care of, its maintenance is done, so we're looking good for July. So let's jump into the week for July. All right, you guys, so we are on July. Now, last time when I did the weekly budget, I had my box was covering these columns right here, this cash and this checking account column. So I'm going to do my best to make sure I can place my head somewhere where it's not blocking that, so you guys can see a little bit better of what I'm doing. So the first thing I do every week, balance my checkbook, if you will, using this. So I will go through and check what is my balance in the bank account, what bills have come out, and I put them in their proper place here. So as you can see, this month my husband has 4 paychecks. So I put the date of the paychecks here. I keep everything basically grayed out until I have designated that item to a specific paycheck, and I hope this makes sense. So basically, at the beginning of the quarter, like I showed you, we budgeted out the entire quarter, which basically I budget month by month. So that's here. This is the monthly budget that I've already done, and as things change, for instance, my husband did end up working a Saturday, so I adjusted his expected pay to accommodate for that overtime. So then I will adjust some of my numbers here as well. The goal is I do a zero-based budget. So the goal is to tell every dollar where it's going, okay? Whether it's in my pay myself first categories, my giving categories, or my necessity category, or fun category. And then the goal is to have a 0. So for the month, I know what I budgeted for the month. So then I need to go into each individual week and decide what is coming out of that paycheck, or what did we actually spend out of that paycheck. So for this first week here, for the 5th, you can see, my husband had the overtime here. So we put this is what we've spent so far. We basically put 100 into our emergency fund. We transferred 60 into our business. Ricky spent $13.50. And again, what we decided was this personal fund, we've decided to change it. Instead of from our fund category at the bottom, we've moved it as our personal/personal development fund for now until we start making some more money. So Ricky spent $13.50 so far of his $60. And then for giving and gifts, we spent $29.85. And this was, the funny thing is I didn't even tell you guys in our budget video, but July 9th was my birthday. So I turned the big 35. So, Ricky did treat me to a little bit of some birthday fun, which was nice. So that came out of our gifts. And then in our necessities, these are bills that have come out or we have taken out. So our groceries, I try to take out the majority of the grocery money at the beginning of the month. We usually shop every week, but sometimes we might run out of things faster than others, and we might need to go to the store a little sooner. So I try to budget out the majority of our grocery money at the beginning of the month, as well as gas. I try to have the majority of gas in that first paycheck, so we know that groceries and gas money is pretty much good to go for the entire month. Personal care, we did end up spending $3.10. So we just put that there. And then diapers, we bought the box of diapers. We still have money left for wipes. Cell phones, so we'll see how we budget that for this week. Cell phones need to come out. Or our electricity comes out. Again, we're going to adjust. So far, we've spent $43.80 of our gas money, and then we have our insurance money. And then out of fund, so far we have spent $47.61 eating out. That was basically for a week's worth of eating out. We're going to try not to eat out the rest of the month. We'll see how that goes. And then Netflix came out. So that's what came out this first week. So the second week, what I need to do is I need to delegate where it's going to go, and what's left. So what I do, and this is what you guys couldn't really see before, I tell myself what's coming out. So then I know, okay, I need to take 10% of savings. So what I do is I end up ungraying this. So at the top here, sorry you guys can't see it, but you can pick to fill in your boxes with colors, and you can change the color of the fonts or within the box. So I basically just I fix it by saying no fill, so it opens it up. So I know that I'm going to be taking money from this paycheck and I'm going to be putting it into savings. Okay, same thing. Our business, I know I'm going to have money coming from that. So that's what I usually do. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll put that in this main checking account for now. So I know that this much money in the checking account is dedicated to this bill. And I know it can seem very confusing. It's just something that works for me because I normally don't like putting anything in this category until it's officially come out, because I use this almost as my check balancing, my bookkeeping area. So I put everything that has officially come out of the account on here. What hasn't come out of the account yet, but has been basically designated to a spot, is what goes in this checking account, because I want to keep that in mind. If I took it out, but I still have it in cash, if I took it out of the bank account, but I still have it in cash, then it goes in my cash column. So I hope this makes sense for you guys. So what I'm doing right now is I'm giving this, it's a designated thing. I need to designate where the money's where it's going to cover, and how much of it is in whether it's cash or checking. I also have a savings column here. I'm not showing that right now. I have a business checking column as well. We're not going over that because that isn't relevant to this video. But so basically, to look at the first week, for instance, see, this is, I need to gray that. I need to actually gray that back out because I didn't end up using any of that fund for that. So this, Ricky had spent $13.50 out of there. So we actually still had $39.61 in the checking account that he could spend. So he still has some money left there. Same thing here. $25. We only spent $17. So we still have $8 in the checking account to spend towards wipes. Gas, we spent $43.80, so we still have $116.20 in the checking account to cover that expense. So basically, when I scroll down here, it shows me I had $163.81 left in the bank account as of this paycheck. So what I end up doing is I put it in the main checking account. So I want this number down here to match this number down here. Okay? I hope this makes sense. It might seem like it's extra work, but for me, it's just, I'm really into not only budgeting, but having that cash flow plan, the bookkeeping of it, if you will, the balancing of the book, because it's one thing to make a budget, but then you need to also keep up on the budget to see if things are working, if you need to move numbers around, and just to see, how it's working. So for this week, first week was already done. So we're on the second week of the month now. So we want to make sure that this full amount, the $686.86 that we currently have in the checking account, is here and designated to one of these spots. So I really hope that makes sense to you. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to end up ungraying out the areas, the key areas that I want to make sure that this paycheck covers. The first thing is emergency savings and business. These pay yourself first areas, they are for sure going to be basically finished out as much as we can. Something is going to go towards these. Let me grade this one out because we didn't end up designating any of that to this. And we'll see about which check. I don't know if I want out of this paycheck yet. Now, for here, the next thing I do is I look on the side here. You can my due dates, okay? So I want to look and see what's coming up due that needs to be covered, and pretty much everything else that hasn't been paid yet is what's going to come out of this next paycheck. Okay, so I know out of my except for rent always comes out of the last paychecks. So I know that my cell phone and our electricity bill needs to come out of this paycheck. So I ungray it so I know that's going to be covered. And I also know that car insurance, I want to make sure the money is in the bank for my car insurance. And then our fund money, we've already spent. We are not going to spend any more in this category. If we spend anything, like I mentioned, it's going to come out of our personal fund up here. Okay, so now that I've designated what's coming out of this paycheck, I need to decide what amounts are coming out of the paycheck. So that's where I'm going to come down here. First, the ones that have a set amount, it's just one full amount. That's like a bill, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and put that amount over here. So we have our cell phone, so I know I need $90 there. Electricity, $92.75, so I put it here. And then our insurance for the car, the actual amounts that need to come out. The other thing I want to do is come up here and say, okay, I want to finish out the groceries. How much grocery money do we need to finish out that $300 that we wanted to budget? So there's still $68 that needs to be designated to groceries. So I'm going to put my $68 there. So I do that. I hope this makes sense. Coming up to the top here. Myself, $60. So I'm going to put the $60 here. Ricky, we're going to go ahead and finish out his 60. He has $46.50 left. So we're going to go ahead and change his amount to $46.50. Now he has $46.50 left in the account. Okay, so as I scroll down to the bottom here, as you see here, my $593, I still have to designate more money. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish out the business growth fund as well, and so that leaves us with $55.73 left to put in that account. After I do this, I'm going to go through and we're going to say what cash are we moving and what is being transferred to a separate account. Okay, so these are accounted for, that's accounted for, these ones are accounted for. All right, so now I'm going to just see what do I have left that I can put into my savings. So I can put $37.62 into savings from this paycheck. So I hope that makes sense to you. I did it kind of fast because I'm used to doing this, but that's what I'm doing because I know people, they didn't know what was going on. So this is everything this is my bookkeeping, if you will, for my checking account. So I know this is how much I've already transferred, this is how much I've already transferred or spent, this is how much I've spent, this is how much we've spent, this is how much has been spent or taken out cash, how much has been spent, you get what I'm saying? So I don't plug any number into this column until it has actually come out of my checking account. We have direct deposit. Ricky's direct deposit goes into what we call our main checking account. From there, we either do one of two things. We either take out the cash or we transfer money to a separate account, a different account. Okay, so this $37.62 will be transferred to our savings account. This $55.73, it will be transferred to our business checking account. Ricky's personal money always comes out cash. Mine, it depends on if I'm signing up for anything that I need to pay for online. So if I'm purchasing books online, or if I'm signing up, like actually for my birthday, I want to take a bungee fitness class. I'll share that with you guys. So I need to sign up online. So that payment needs to come out of the checking account. So these, I kind of have to assess what's coming out cash, what's staying in the account. So now I'm going to go through and we're going to determine what are we taking out cash to put in our cash envelopes. So for me, $60. I'm leaving $35 in there. The class that I want to take is $35. It gives me to take out $25 cash. So I'm just making these notes. I just make these notes on the side so I can add them all up together. Ricky, like I mentioned, we're gonna take out his cash, so $46.50. Groceries, we take this out cash, so $68. Diaper wipes, money, we'll take that out cash. This needs to stay in because it comes out automatically. This comes out automatically. Gas, we stop taking gas out cash. We just leave it in the account. And Ricky knows that to only use his debit card for gas purposes, and this needs to stay in there. So after we've added all that, we have $147.50 that needs to come out for cash. Once I physically take the money out of the bank, I will move it from my main checking account into my cash, and I will add it on here showing that it has been removed from my checking account. I really hope this makes sense for you guys. Same thing, once these two accounts have been transferred to the other accounts, I will mark them here showing that they have come out of my main checking account. This budget is basically our main personal budget. I have a separate budget form for my business where I go through and I have my designated expenses specific for that, and so that's in a whole separate sheet now. And then on the side here, though, I do have a column for how much do I have in our savings account, and so I update that amount on the side here, over here. So I hope that helps you guys. Basically, why do I share this? I share this with you guys so if you can learn something new, maybe there's something I budget for that you guys don't think to budget for, to plan for, and so if I can help you guys in any way, that's why I share it. I am making a template for you guys. I had several people who want their own template, so I am working on the template right now. It's pretty much, the template is done, and now I'm working on the logistics part of it of how I can get it to you guys online. So hopefully next week, on the budget video next week, I will do a video specifically on the template, and you guys can sign up to get a free budget template. Let me know if you have any questions related to my budget or the form. I'll be glad to answer them. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!